Derek Brien from the Pacific Institute of Public Policy based in Vanuatu in the South Pacific. I think the feedback that I've got from this morning is two major things came out. One was when we're talking about this Kstar initiative, the most important thing is to look at the process as opposed to looking at outcomes and results. So it's not about just delivering research results or a research report or disseminating that, but it's actually about engaging in the process so that the evidence base can actually help support decision making. Now that kind of means that at some stage you're going to have to step back from the decision that is ultimately made, but if you're involved in strengthening and supporting the process, then the idea is that over time better decisions will be made. So the key point that I was making in there today was if you adopt that sort of collaborative process approach, then it's about helping people make better decisions, but not necessarily the right decision. The right decision being something that you agree with. That seemed to strike a chord with folks that I've spoken to since. And then the other key thing that came out was this notion that if you take that approach and you're looking at involving in the process and engaging in the process, it's not important to just focus on your message and how you frame that message. But it's equally important to understand how your audience is going to interpret that message. We all come from vastly different cultural, social, political, educational backgrounds. So the way you say something, or the way I say something to you, may be interpreted entirely different when it's absorbed into your own sort of context. So they were sort of two key things to come out of this, to set the frame for what we're trying to do with Kstar. We're all coming at it from very different angles, which is terrific. We've got a vast range of experience and geographic locations in the room over the next 3 days. So it's all about sharing that experience between us, but at the same time having that cross-pollination of ideas, whether or not you're from a research background, an academic background, a practitioner background, or ultimately a decision-maker's background. The perennial dilemma of what we all do as knowledge intermediaries or Kstar practitioners, how do you justify your existence? Donors understandably focus on measurable outcomes and deliverables because at the end of the day they're accountable for public expenditure. That's fine. What we do in this process approach is very blurred in terms of how do you demonstrate an impact. I don't think anyone's got the answers to that yet, and I think that's the beauty of this conference, is bring the academics who are looking at Kstar as a practice, bring the practitioners together, and bring the donors into the room and say, well, how can we address this question? We know as practitioners that we have an impact. How do you quantify it to justify your existence? That one's still up for grabs, and I think that will be hopefully one of the key things that will start emerging out of this conference.